Hello, I am Mel, and welcome to today's Gentle Flow, where we are focusing on mobility and flexibility, which is certainly essential to help with those low back aches and pains that can certainly come during pregnancy. Now, for today's practice, you may want to have a few yoga blocks close by, and maybe a bolster, a yoga blanket, some towels, pillows, whatever it is that you have around the house to support you. Now, throughout today's practice, I will guide you through different variations and modifications so you can do what is best serving you today. Let's go ahead and begin today's practice together. Find yourself in an easy seated position, wherever that is for you. Maybe you choose to rock side to side. Find those sit bones. We don't want to be tucking the pelvis under on that sacrum. So really find those sit bones, the ischial tuberosities. And if you are already having low back pain, you may want to go ahead and grab a pillow or a bolster, and you can sit underneath that like so to bring you some additional comfort. And actually, that's really feeling good for me today, so I'm going to stay there. All right, so wherever you are, just let's close the eyes and take some deep cleansing breaths. If you would like, you can join me with the palms on the belly, connecting with baby. If you feel that you need more grounding, the hands can be down on the knees. If you need more receiving energy today, place the palms face up towards the sky. And really think about sitting well. You're sitting nice and tall. I like to think about a string coming out the crown of my head, lifting me just a little higher. And just start to settle into the space. Settle into the body. And you can continue those deep cleansing breaths. Or you can begin to breathe in the natural rise and fall of each inhale and exhalation. It's important, Mama, that throughout this pregnancy, we're doing what we need for ourselves. We get so busy preparing for baby that sometimes we forget about us. So thank yourself for pressing play and taking the time for you today. And this practice will be something you can incorporate daily to support you. And I encourage you at this time to make an energetic map of your body. Just let the breath guide wherever it needs to go and fully check in. If you feel a place along the way that needs some additional love and attention, you can visualize a light in that area. Once the breath gets to baby in the belly, take a few moments to check in and energetically connect to the baby. This beautiful miracle of life. Feel free to connect to the strong, victorious Ujjayi breath if that's what you feel you need today. One more breath here. when you're ready, go ahead and open the eyes. And if you were joining me with the palms on the belly, gently place the hands down on the knees, and let's begin by warming up the spine here today with some nice gentle circles, starting very small, very slow. Ooh, had a little crack there already. I'm currently 25 weeks. Going strong through the second trimester. Slowly start to make those circles a little bigger. Just go where you need here. Oh, and I tell you, this sweet baby boy in the belly here, whoo, he has been kicking up a storm and really wreaking havoc on that low back. So this probably is for me today. Now let's go in that opposite direction here, starting larger this time in the opposite way. Oh, so gently. This is going to be a nice little flow. Again, we're creating that, ooh, good pop there, flexibility and mobility, gently bringing in the circles a little smaller. And just really taking it a little slow today. You know, it's good that we're moving, honoring our body every single day. Every single pregnancy is completely different. Bringing the circles in a little smaller, taking that time here. And whenever you find that neutral spine in the center, excellent, excellent job. Let's go ahead and have some seated cat-cows here. So begin with that inhale, open the chest, baby back bend, sternum goes up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the navel to spine, rounding through the back. Inhale, cow. Gaze looks up. Exhale, cat. Beautiful. Feel the protraction through the shoulders. As you inhale and you're going into that seated cow, really be mindful of that low back, the lumbar. Exhale, go into the cat. Because we really, with that growing belly, we don't want to add more strain to that lumbar, that low back, because we already have that natural lordosis curve happening in that lumbar. Few more here, just take your time. So really be mindful of the cat-cows here, because sometimes those, oh goodness, that felt good, sorry. The cows can really exacerbate that area. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears, go wherever you are. One more, really enjoying that extension and flexion of the spine here, and come back center. Excellent job. Let's inhale, reach up together. Exhale, left hand comes down to the earth or to the knee, and gently take it over for a side stretch here on the right. Think about that right rib cage ever so gently opening, rotating up towards the sky. Again, we're not over exaggerating it, but that little movement there is going to help keep those shoulders nice and in line with one another. If you want to take it a little deeper, bring that left hand down, keeping both hip bones rooted into the earth. One more breath. Really opening that side body, making sure not to go too deep. We don't want to add any strain. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale, right palm comes to the knee. Maybe you go there first or join me by taking that right palm down to the earth. Again, beautiful stretch here, lateral stretch, really staying in that coronal plane. So think about there's a pane of glass in front of you and behind you. So you're not rolling forward or rolling back. We want to stay right in the middle, that sweet spot. If you have your hand down to the earth, make sure you're not collapsing and dumping down. You're pressing the earth away. One more breath here. And gently guide it back up. Exhale, release back down. Gentle rotation here. Let's place that right palm on that right knee. Left hand can go back behind you or on the floor, and just gently rotate over towards the left. We're focusing here on just that cervical, the neck part of the spine, and a little bit of that thoracic right at the shoulders. We're not focusing on the deep lumbar here with the belly. Notice my belly and my hips are still squared forward. And gently come back center. Inhale. Exhale, guide it over to the right. Left hand comes to that right knee. Right palm comes down. That drishti, that gaze, maybe you want to take it a little further and look over that right shoulder. Still remembering that string. We're sitting nice and tall. Making sure that we're keeping room for baby and not cramping baby. What I love about these gentle twists and about yoga, it's all about the spine here. So we're really helping lubricate that synovial fluid in the spine here. One more breath. And gently bring it back center. Beautiful job. Let's begin focusing on those hips a little bit here. So if you're joining me by sitting on a bolster or pillow, go ahead and release that and place it to the side and meet me in a gentle tabletop position. Taking a moment to ground and yield into the earth. I like to call it kitties making biscuits or puppies making biscuits here. So take a moment, find your placement. Knees underneath the hip line, shoulders and wrist in line. We're going to ground into that left knee. Gently lift that right leg up if it's accessible. You can start with some small circles here. Yes, bringing the knee towards that right elbow a little bit. Really evenly distributing the weight between both hands. Notice my very flat back here. The cervical part of my neck is looking at the floor. So everything is nice in alignment, opposite direction. Getting into the transverse abdominals here a little bit too. Strong core can certainly help that low back. Let's take the circles in a bigger direction now. Just really working on that hip mobility. Now this may be a little much today. If it is, just stay a little lower and just gently hover that knee. Go wherever you need. And let's take it in the opposite direction now with those big hip circles. Taking our time, there's absolutely no rush. I like to kind of point my toe here. Pilates background a little bit, sorry. And bring that right knee down. Let's take a moment and do a nice little dancing lion or larger hip circle. So take the hips back and circle around, loosening that up. Whew, feels good. As you take it back, you probably want to have those knees a little wider, like mat distance of the width there, because we want to keep that room for baby and belly. And go in the opposite direction now. So good. Yes, just really warming up the joints. That large ball and socket joint in the hip here. Maybe choose to close the eyes, connect the breath, always having mindful movement here. And bring it back neutral when you're ready. Fully into that tabletop position. Find your placement, take a moment, there's no rush. Grounding into that right knee, lift that left knee up for those baby circles. Starting on the left side there, gently bringing that left knee towards that elbow. You're not overdoing it here, it's very, very micro. There you go. Making sure you're evenly distributing weight between both hands, opposite direction. Really pressing the earth away. Notice I'm not dumping and collapsing into the shoulders. I'm nice and strong and tall, just as you are there, I'm sure. And great work. When you're ready, let's go into those larger hip circles. Go at your own pace. Again, if these larger circles are not honoring you today, don't do them. Just go where you need. Do that nice little hover. Or maybe that dancing lion that we just finished with was really speaking to you. In opposite direction. almost there. Beautiful. And when you're ready, bring it back to that tabletop position. And this time we're gonna kind of wink over to the right, if you will. That right shoulder kind of goes towards that right hip, and sway it to the other side. Left shoulder, left hip. Exhale, taking it to the side. Inhale, swinging it to the other. Exhale as you really go into the left. Again, no rush. Make it like a nice little dancing movement here. Letting any tension go. Excellent job. A few more here, no rush. Really being mindful of that low back. We're not dumping into the low back, remember. Still having some slight core engagement here. And find neutral. We're going to go into a nice child's pose here for a moment. So those feet are going to come together. The knees are wide. Now a couple of options. You can choose to just go in a traditional child's pose where those fingertips are going to reach right out towards the top of the mat and the forehead comes down to the earth. Or you have a couple of other options with the block. You can choose to place one block underneath the forehead and still reach those fingertips up towards the top of the mat. Or if you want to deepen that stretch in that back a little bit, grab both blocks, maybe some books, something close by, and walk those palms out and then bring the forehead down to the mat. And really another option, you could place another block underneath the forehead. And it would look like so, just really elevating and supporting that child's pose. And just take some nice deep cleansing breaths. And as you're here, remember that energetic map that we first created in the beginning of this practice. Take another moment to check in. What is your body saying it needs in this moment? And as you inhale, feel the lungs, the diaphragm expand. And really feel yourself breathing deeply into the back of the rib cage. Maybe on your next inhale, reach those fingertips a little higher towards the top of the mat. And maybe you gently rock the forehead side to side, massaging that frontalis muscle in the front of the forehead, activating that pineal gland, the third eye. And beautiful work. When you're ready, gently walk yourself back up to that tabletop position. Remember, there's no rush. Good job. Once you find yourself in that tabletop position, we're going to go into some inner thigh work here. So again, a couple of options. Bring your blocks close by. Take them on the highest setting here and walk yourself up. I'll turn this way so you can see a little better. So staying on the knees, ground into the left knee. The right foot comes out to the side. Now you want to have your toes, your knees, and your hips all facing forward here, okay? Now you can stay here. Notice my shoulders are up to my ears. I'm pressing the earth away. You have that nice long spine. Additional option is to take it down a little lower, going on the lower setting of the blocks. Technically, you could go there, but we're going to go here on the flatter side, and you can gently walk it here. Now, flexibility will always be different, but if we want to go a little lower, you can then walk it down to the forearms on the blocks. Having that heart energy shining towards the earth, still having that nice long spine. And if you feel you need a little lower, you can release the blocks and take those forearms down to the earth. Now you still want to be mindful of that left knee. The left knee should be underneath the left hip, okay? Good work here. Just take a moment, take a breath. Maybe you close the eyes. Just relax. Your body is constantly working, growing this life. So just really savoring the solitude. Maybe choose to rock back and forth just a little. So when we are lengthening and stretching these inner thighs, we are also lengthening and stretching that pelvic floor. And great job wherever you are. Come back up, finding those blocks if you need them. Let's take a moment, bring that right knee in underneath, ground into the hands to guide you. Take a moment, shake it out, reset. And now we're gonna gently ground into that right knee. That left leg goes out to the side. Ooh, check it in with the body. This left side's definitely a little pinchier than that right. Again, take your options where you need. Palms can be on the higher setting if you need to start there today. Remembering the toes, the knees, all in the same direction there with the hips. Great work. And if you feel that you're ready to walk it down, go for it. And remembering that one side of the body may be feeling a little tighter, like this side for me today is a little tighter. I'm gonna keep checking in with my body. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take this side down fully to the floor. And that's okay. A-okay. Keeping that right hip in line with that right knee. Remembering protracting through the shoulders, pressing the earth away. Walk it down to my forearms here. Maybe slight bend in the knee, making sure you're not overlocking anything out. Ooh, there it is. That feels great. How you doing? Oh, so good. All right, let's rock it back and forward if that's what's honoring you. Or you can stay in that neutral position there and just hold. Good work. A lot of times when those hip flexors are tight, that can pull that psoas muscle, which connects to the spine, and that can also create some low back issues. So again, really honoring all parts of the body. When we think of the low back, we're just like, ow, the low back hurts, but there's so many intricate muscles and attachments and tendons and ligaments that we need to focus on and give some loving to. Beautiful. Let's come back center. And if you were lowered, walk those palms up, using the blocks for the guidance that you need, and gently bring it back in. Beautiful. Now you can set the blocks over to the side. Great work. And let's go ahead and find ourselves in a nice seated position. And you can take your option here if you want to go into a full pigeon, depending on your flexibility today. If you want to go into a full pigeon, you can keep a block. You can use it to place it under that seat and come down like so. That, for me personally, is feeling like a little much today. So you can join me by more of a modified pigeon and going into that seated figure 4. So we're going to bring that right ankle on top of that left knee and gently walk the chest walk the chest, bring the chest towards the shin, or walk that left foot in closer towards the glute. There it is. There you go. Just really feeling that glute open here. This is certainly speaking to me as well. Beautiful. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Notice I'm still, even at a little diagonal, sitting nice and tall, remembering that string coming out of the crown of the head. Now, you can stay here, or you can gently bring the leg kind of side to side, gently loosening that hip, again, creating that mobility here, helping the flexibility. Good job. No rush. Again, go where you need. Every day is different. One more breath here. And let's gently release. Place both feet flat on the floor. Give yourself some nice windshield wipers. Knees go side to side. Loosening that low back a little more. Maybe you feel a nice gentle massage there. Oh, so good. Sometimes it may feel that you're not really doing a lot in your prenatal practices, but I think the important thing is to understand how you're supporting yourself during these times. And this mobility and flexibility is very, very important to your pregnancy. All right, keeping that right foot flat now. Let's bring that left foot on top, crossing that ankle on top of that right knee. If you have any tension in that knee, you can flex the toe towards the knee, and that can help that knee a little bit too. The other option, actually, I should have said earlier, is you can stack the blocks and sit on the blocks, or find a chair, a bench, something like that, and be in a more fully seated position where you're really on those sit bones instead of leaning back in an incline here. And if it felt good on the right and you want to give it a whirl because the left is saying it's okay, you can gently rock side to side. Oh yes, that was the sweet spot. So good. Just really feeling gratitude for this moment, this body. Man, these bodies are absolutely incredible. Oh, the more and more I learn about the changes, how our organs just move, how our rib cage just knows to move up to 2 inches to create room for baby is quite miraculous. So definitely take a moment to show gratitude, even on the days that you're maybe extra tired, you didn't sleep well, your body's a little discomfort, still show gratitude. All right, my friend, let's go ahead and gently release. Let's bring that spine back to neutral. Windshield wiper one more time. Again, absolutely no rush. As the knees come down to the earth, notice that little bit of gentle stretch there. And that quad, those hip flexors. Great work. And let's end with a gentle camel today. That feels right. Okay. So find yourself on your knees, gently get there, take your time, and come to a seated position on those knees. Now, if this is too much for the knees, you can place that bolster kind of in between the creases and sit like so. So I'll leave that there for now. All right, so let's inhale, come up, and we're gonna do a little back bend here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let's do some goddess arms. Open the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goddess arms. Beautiful. One more, reach up. Goddess arms. Great. Now we're going to incorporate some pelvic floor work here. So let's squeeze the pelvic floor. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, birthing breath out. More. Squeeze that mula bandha. Yes, great work. 2 more. 1 more. And hands can come down to the thighs, and just take a moment here. We're going to end here in Savasana. You choose if you need to come to that easy seated position just where we started. So go wherever you may. Palms can remain down on those thighs or up at the sky, or choose this time to connect with baby. Let's gently close the eyes, relax the shoulders. And again, make another energetic map of your body during this Savasana. Savoring the stillness and solitude. And check in and notice how you felt before you began. And notice how you feel now. Savasana. I encourage you to stay here as long as you have time for, or as long as you wish. If you want to remain here longer, you can go ahead and stop the video, or you can join me by gently wiggling the fingertips. Maybe bringing the hands together, doing a nice wave with the wrist and the arms. Taking your time, maybe some more deep cleansing breaths if that's what you need. And whenever you're ready, gently open the eyes and fully welcome yourself back to the space. Thank you so much for joining me for today's gentle, restorative, flexible mobility practice today. I hope you really enjoyed it. It personally served me, and I hope that it absolutely served you. Let's go ahead, my friend, and bring those thumbs to the third eye. The yogi in me honors the beautiful life in you and the yogi in you and the light that you continue to shine into the world. May you shine bright, and may you continue along your pregnancy journey with health, wellness, and full vitality and strength. The yogi in me honors the yogi in you. I bow to you and namaste. Thank you again so much for joining, my friend. If you were really enjoying these videos, please make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, leave in the comments below what you're enjoying, and if there's anything that you would like to see on this channel, definitely let me know. Thanks again for flowing with me, my friend, and I look forward to seeing you so soon.